Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unravel the confusing world of corporate finance. Get ready because today we are diving into a filing that involves some interesting moves in the biotech world. And let's just say, it is not all sunshine and rainbows. So, what is this all about? Today we are looking at Lunai Bioworks Incorporated. They have made a filing to let everyone know about a private sale of their stock and warrants. It is a bit of a heads up that they are bringing in some new money. Before we get into the nitty gritty, if you love getting these clear, no nonsense explanations of what these corporate filings really mean, you absolutely need to hit that subscribe button. And hey, we've got a fantastic community over on Discord. We'd love for you to join us there. The link is in the description below. This report is dated the 25th of November 2025, which tells us the earliest important event they are reporting happened right around this time. The main event here is about a securities purchase agreement. Think of this as a contract where the company agrees to give someone some of its stock, and that someone agrees to give the company money. This specific deal happened on the 24th of November 2025, the day before this report was filed. The company involved is Lunai Bioworks Incorporated, and they entered into this deal with what they call an accredited investor. Now, an accredited investor is basically someone who the government considers financially sophisticated, likely meaning they either have a high income or a lot of money already, so they are assumed to be able to handle more risk. Here is the core of the deal. Lunai Bioworks Incorporated is selling over 3.1 million shares of its common stock. Each share comes with a very small price of $1. On top of that, they are also selling over 1 million warrants. Warrants are like options. They give the buyer the right, but not the obligation, to buy more shares of the company in the future. In this case, after 60 days, and for up to 3 years, they are selling these for a total of about $3.1 million. So they are getting cash in exchange for pieces of their company and the future right to buy more pieces. Why is this private? Well, they are saying they did this deal without having to register it with the big financial regulators. This is allowed under specific parts of the law, like Section 4 Add 2, and Regulation D. Basically, it means they are selling to a limited number of sophisticated investors, and they are not making a big public offer to everyone. This saves them a lot of time and money compared to a public sale. The investor, this accredited buyer, has confirmed a couple of things. First, they are indeed that financially savvy investor we talked about. Second, and this is important, they are buying these shares and warrants not to immediately flip them for a quick profit, but to hold onto them as an investment. This suggests the investor believes in the long-term prospects of Lunai Bioworks Incorporated. It's also worth noting that they did not have to pay any middlemen, like investment banks, to help with this sale. So no fees or commissions were paid out, meaning more of that $3.1 million goes directly into the company's pockets. However, these newly sold shares are not completely free to trade right away. They have restrictions, meaning the investor can't just sell them on the open market whenever they please. This is typical for private placements, and it's under rules like Rule 144. Now, a common feature in these reports is a section on forward-looking statements. Companies include this as a legal disclaimer. They are saying that anything in this report about the future, like their plans or what they expect to happen, is based on what they believe and what they know right now. But because the future is uncertain, actual results could be very different. They are essentially managing expectations and protecting themselves from lawsuits if things do not go as planned. They give examples of what these forward-looking statements might be. It could be about how they see their business doing in the future, how well they think their operations will run, their overall strategy, and even things like when they expect this purchase agreement to officially close. They emphasize again that these are based on what they expect right now, considering their business, the economy, and other future conditions. And here is the key takeaway from this section, because these statements are about the future, they naturally come with risks and uncertainties. It is hard to predict exactly what will happen. So, in plain English, what they are saying is that the actual results might turn out to be very different from what they are saying here when they talk about the future. They're also telling you to look at other places for more warnings, like in their other big reports that are filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or CC. They specifically mention an annual report filed just a few days before this one, on the 14th of November 2025. And here is another important legal point. They are not promising to update you if new information comes out or if things change. They only have to update if the law requires them to. So you should not expect them to come running to tell you if their future predictions are no longer looking good. This section is pretty standard. It just lists the documents or exhibits that are attached to this filing. The most important exhibit here is Exhibit 1.1, which is the actual agreement that lays out all the details of that stock and warrant sale, we discussed. Exhibit 104 is a bit of a technical one. It is a data file that makes the information on the cover page of this report easier for computers to read and process. This is part of modern electronic filing systems for better data analysis. And finally, we have the signatures. This is the formal sign-off from a company executive. Here we see it is signed by David Weinstein, who is the Chief Executive Officer or CEO of Lunai Bioworks Incorporated. He signed it on the 25th of November 2025, confirming that this report is accurate to the best of his knowledge. Now, let's talk about what this all means from a broader perspective. So, Lunai Bioworks Incorporated is bringing in a decent chunk of change, over $3 million, through a private sale. This is a common way for companies, especially those in sectors like biotech that often need a lot of money for research and development, to get funding without the hassle of a public offering. The fact that they are selling shares and warrants suggests they are looking to strengthen their financial position and potentially fund future growth. However, we need to remember the cautionary notes. Selling stock, even privately, can dilute the ownership stake of existing shareholders. This means each existing share becomes a smaller piece of the company. Also, the fact that these shares have resale restrictions and are not registered under securities laws means liquidity might be an issue for the investor. Initially, the company is also being very careful with its language about future performance, which is pretty standard, but it does highlight that the biotech industry itself is inherently risky. There are always challenges in drug development, regulatory approvals, and market competition. This private placement might be a sign that they need this capital to push forward with their plans, but it doesn't guarantee success. Overall, Lunai Bioworks Incorporated is taking a step to secure more funding, which is essential for growth in their industry. The key question now is how they will use this capital. Will it lead to significant breakthroughs and improvements in their business, or will it simply be a temporary financial band-aid? We will be watching their future filings closely to see how these funds are deployed and what the ultimate impact on their financial health and stock performance will be. Alright, that is our breakdown of Lunai Bioworks Incorporated's latest filing. What is your take on this private placement and what it signals for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. And don't forget to check out our Discord community in the description for more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching. See you next time.